Hello, everyone. My name is TJ Dangarang. I am from Section B of Module 1, and I will be presenting on the topics of social problems, social change, and development. And I've been assigned to discuss development, which is the final part or the ninth part of our agenda. Now, for the module objectives, for this topic, the objective is to discuss the concept of development. Now, what is development? Development is contested and complex concept with different interpretations and meanings. The concept of development is highly contested and encompasses both theoretical and political dimensions, making it inherently complex and ambiguous. Development was driven by a vision of liberating people and societies, but in recent times, it has become more narrowly focused on economic liberalization and achieving a short-term goals like poverty reduction, meeting Millennium Development Goals. It has shifted from a focus on the liberation of people and peoples to the liberalization of economies with a goal of spatial integration. The statement actually highlights a notable shift in the approach to development, signaling a move away from emphasis on social justice and human rights towards a focus on economic liberalization. Previously, development efforts were geared towards securing liberties and promoting equality and addressing the needs of marginalized communities, including the access on essential services like education and healthcare, but there has been a discernible pivot towards prioritizing economic policies aimed at reducing government intervention, fostering competition, and encouraging entrepreneurship to stimulate growth. Next, short-term growth and financial balances have taken precedence over long-term transformations. By emphasizing short-term growth and financial stability over long-term transformations, policymakers may be prioritizing immediate economic objectives and managing immediate risks, perhaps at the expense of addressing deeper structural issues, while of course, short-term measures can provide immediate benefits, but it neglect of the long-term transformations may lead to persistent challenges or missed opportunities for sustainable and inclusive development in the future. Next is postmodern approaches view poverty and development as socially constructed and seek to recognize the spiritual and cultural assets of the poor. By acknowledging the spiritual and cultural assets of the poor, these approaches aim to empower communities to participate actively in their own development processes. This actually involves valuing local knowledge, traditions, and practices, and also incorporating them into development interventions. Development can be seen as both an imminent and an intentional process, as well as an inten- intentional activity. Imminent and in an intentional process, this perspective views development as something that occurs spontaneously, often driven by internal dynamics within societies or by external forces beyond human control. It actually recognizes social, economic, and technological changes that can emerge gradually over time without explicit intervention. Now, for intentional activity, uh, it is a conversely development can also be seen as a purposeful and planned endeavor undertaken by individuals, communities, governments, or organizations with specific goals in mind. Next would be it is a value laden and there is no uniform or unique answer to what constitutes development. This emphasizes that development is inherently influenced by subjective values, rendering it a concept laden with varying interpretations. There uh, exists no universally accepted definition or singular approach to what constitutes development due to the value laden nature. Well, development is deeply intertwined with societal values, beliefs, and priorities, leading to diverse perspectives on its meaning and its goals. Views on what constitutes good change in development are contested. This is actually a debatable marked by diverse viewpoints from the various stakeholders, including the government and international organizations, also the NGOs, scholars, and local communities. Each group may advocate for different priorities such as economic growth, social equity, environmental sustainability, or cultural preservation, leading to contested interpretations of good change. Now, the postmodern conceptualization of development emerged as a reaction to the imposition of Western ethnocentric notions of development of the third world. This, the emergence of the postmodern conceptualization of development can be understood as a response to the dominance of Western ethnocentric ideas about development, which impose on the third world. This perspective is challenges the assumption that Western models of the development are universally applicable and superior, highlighting the cultural biases inherent in such approaches. Participatory research, such as the World Bank's Voices of the Poor study, has gained significance in understanding development from the perspective of the marginalized. Participatory research, exemplified by the initiatives like the World Bank's Voices of the Poor study, has become increasingly important in gaining insights into development from the viewpoint of marginalized communities. Next, last would be development studies aims to understand what development is and explore the role of values in defining it. So, development studies is multidisciplinary field that seeks to comprehend the concept of development and analyze the various factors of that contribute to it. And at it is core development studies endeavors the complexities of development processes and outcome across different contexts. This includes the examining economic growth, social progress, environmental sustainability, and cultural dynamics, among other dimensions. Moreover, a central focus of development studies is to explore the role of values in shaping our understanding of development. This involves interrogating diverse perspectives, interests, and ethical considerations that influence how development is conceptualized. And that's it for my research. Thank you for listening and magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.